Well, another month and another patron request, and this one Chris gave me is a rather interesting one. Mars Needs Moms. It's interesting mainly because this will be the second time I've seen it. I saw it for the first time back when it was first released on video, but never did a full-on review of it. However, for this repeat viewing, I decided to take a look at Berkeley Breathitt's book that proved the basis for the film, and it was fascinating to watch this infamous flop with the source material in mind. Although a lot of my problems with the film adaptation are of elements independent from the book. In fact, aside from the basic premise of Martians kidnapping the mother and her son trying to save her, as well as the ending, the two are vastly different. Let me first start with the element I dislike the most about the film version of Mars Needs Moms. It's ugly. Not just visually, but the way the characters are written and the world is depicted is just an ugly, mean-spirited film. The idea of a young boy traveling to Mars should be child wish fulfillment, and the possibilities are endless of how the filmmakers could have depicted Mars. What do we get instead? A cold, sterile, grey military base. And do the aliens do interesting things? Not really. Most of them just march in straight lines, holding weapons and blindly following the orders of the Martian leader. Mars Needs Moms, adventure, excitement, a boring and somewhat confused allegory about dictatorships and family, I guess. Seriously, this film is all over the place tonally. It's so dark and dreary, and the main conflict is incredibly horrifying. And then we get goofy slapstick comedy scenes. Milo, the main character, is literally wearing a timer telling him the exact moment his mother will be blown to pieces. But then we also have the character Gribble falling down a lot and making Top Gun and Star Wars jokes. The film also tries to hit that emotional gut punch, but it never feels earned. And rather than being sad, they highlight just how horrifying this film is. And then we have the motion capture, which shows precisely why Disney looked at early cuts of the film and did not even wait to see the box office results before shutting Image Mover's digital down. This is the uncanny valley in all of its creepiness. The human characters have that dead-eyed look and an uncomfortable mix of trying to look like real people, but never comes across as believable. The motion capture for Milo was performed by Seth Green, who was originally set to voice the character as well, but then they realized it looked strange and dubbed him over. You can still hear Green's voice in the first trailer, and yep, it was the right decision.
No, that's vomit, but I understand the confusion.
I told you to eat that!
Well, you're not gonna make me eat it now, are you?
However, because Milo still looks like Seth Green, it's incredibly distracting. Then there's the mother, played by Joan Cusack. The film spent who knows how much money to put Cusack in a onesie, paste dots on her face, and then hired animators and digital artists to make her look exactly like Joan Cusack. Why? If you're going through all that trouble, wouldn't it make more sense to just have the film be in live action? I used to think the aliens looked fine, but on this second viewing, they looked off to me too, like deformed ETs. Then we have the issue of Milo being a thoroughly unlikable character. In the book, he's much younger and with a hyperactive imagination, imagining his mother to be much worse than she actually is. In the film, he's about 11 or 12, and the main problem he has with his mother, she made him eat his broccoli. Oh no! And then when he feeds his food to the cat and she confronts him about it, Milo gives her a hard time. There's nothing sympathetic about this character, and that affects the entire journey. Interesting enough, there was a film made 10 years before this one that had the exact same premise, was made on a quarter of the budget, and with off-the-shelf software, and it was much better. I'm referring to Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. Yes, remember this movie? It also involved parents getting kidnapped by aliens, and the children going off to save them, and it was much more charming, funny, heartfelt, and its depiction of an alien world and its inhabitants was a lot more creative. It was actually a better adaptation of Mars Needs Moms, and it was released 6 years before Breffett's book was even published. Says something about how making a film more expensive does not necessarily result in a better film. See you next time.